All right, folks. Hey, welcome on back here this Thursday afternoon, August 14th. Great to have all of our students and members alike just rejoining us here. Russell, Roberto, great to see both of them. Dave, Farzad, Chuck, Bell, got all of us just rejoining us here live, again, inside our live trading room here. Great to have all of our students and members there. But if you're joining us, though, on Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, etc., right down below at Cyber Trading U. This has been, once again, an incredible day if you've just joined us here. So there's a lot to discuss. Let's hop right into the thick of it here. Scott and Leda as well. Great to see you both. And without further ado, let's start off on Rigetti. I mean, actually, here on the top right of my screen here, you should see my position manager. I haven't been in this many trades at one time in a long time. I don't like being in this many trades to even start. I mean, not all of them are day trades. You got a few swings in here. Actually, 4 swings one day at this point. I took a loss on a stock earlier here, ONMD, I took a 2-cent profit. I pulled back. I wanted a higher high. I tried making that a day trade. Didn't work out. I got out ahead of time at least, and I pulled back much lower now. But at least heading into the afternoon, going back to that RGTI stock, let's go over this because, as soon as we finished up this meeting yesterday, about 24 hours ago, if you were joining us on YouTube, that is, we posted our watch list. And, I didn't really put much focus on the Rigetti trade at first. It's always a tradable stock. It's always one that we'll focus on, like on the side list, at least at the bare minimum. And this thing just kept going. This was just a missile up to like 18 bucks plus. I know a couple of our students killed it on the stock because it's their bread and butter trade. So, if there's a stock that is moving well and you at least have it on your personal list, then I'm sure that you're more inclined to focus on it, try and trade it for the afternoon. And that's exactly what Chuck did, a couple more at least otherwise. And heading into the close, it was a pop and drop, and that was that. But for that reason, we're going to focus on this stock again today. It made a great slingshot in the morning, and just before going into the early afternoon, I was looking at this, seeing if it could build off of support. We had the opening print pretty much right around here, 1670, 1675. So I ended up jumping in right around there. I was anticipating higher low, higher high, pretty much right within the sequence here. This is just one stock we could even put on our side list at least. It's not up or down a lot percentage-wise, and I'm in it, so probably focus on it a small amount, but there's others. There's plenty of other trades that could be a lot better at least. The iron trade is up a lot more percentage-wise. I think they had some news that came out this morning early in the pre-market. Actually, a couple of Bitcoin mining stocks doing really well today. Iron being one of them, but holy shit, this TerraWolf trade is just blew the roof off the place, right? So there was some news that came out also for this one, Wolf, in regards to a deal that they had signed. And actually, I want to bring this up because it actually relates to another one of the swing trades I'm in, at least. But for the Wolf, the news that came out on this, there was a deal that they signed with a company. They're projected to bring in like $3.7 billion in contracted revenues, and it has the potential to reach $8.7 billion. So think of it this way. When you're hearing that a company is expected, projected, whatever you want to call it, supposed to receive this much money in revenue, what do you think is going to happen to the stock price, right? Goes back to the swing trade I'm in on right now on TKO, the UFC, WWE parent company. They signed that deal with Paramount earlier this week. If I was as caffeinated Monday morning as I am right now, I would have jumped in on this thing in pre-market. That's how big this news was. Led to a huge pop from 165 after the market opened up. But same rule applies pretty much for the Wolf trade, but this is just incredible. I mean, pushing up higher now at this point going into the afternoon. Needless to be said, going on our watch list right away to begin. But yeah, I mean, the Wolf trade, the iron, honestly, I could put this back on our list right now too. It's not up like 5%, but obviously knocking on that door. It's one that we're focused on here in our room. So I'll add the iron to go with the Wolf. What else do I have here? I mean, the RSLS at least here is more of a day trade. I took half my position out just a little earlier, just in advance of this meeting. This is slow. I was calling the stock out here looking to see support. It was right here. When I pulled back, that's when I first entered the stock, and I ended up surviving a shake. I ended up taking half my trade out just before a little while ago because it's slow. It lost its momentum. If it's not going to make that big move on the way up, the way that I want to see it, it's more likely to make a big move just the other way. So it really was a great call out at the time because after it broke over resistance here, which was yesterday's high, you have that high plus $4 pretty much as a working support level to complement it. it's been doing good since, but here we go, pulling back again here. So lower high likely to equate to a lower low. Again, I already took half my trade out. If it breaks down here, I'm not going to put this on our list for now either way. But if it breaks below this, it's definitely game over. Now, otherwise, though, I'm hoping that we get a hell of a squeeze back up on Bitcoin here because I told you like a week ago, heading into August, or maybe a few days after August started, this is a very contentious month. Markets historically, like indices, do not do as well in August, right? Now, if that's the case and Bitcoin's heavily institutionalized now, there's a good chance this is going to pull back. And we eventually saw that here heading into the open today. PPI numbers came out at 8:30, spiked the market down, including Bitcoin. But at least I'm still bullish. And if I'm expecting the Bitcoin to eventually get to 130, 130,000 plus, actually, if you follow me on Twitter, I don't have my page up right now, but I actually ended up putting up like a little projected map with Fibonacci levels and stuff. So I'm looking for 130, even a little higher. But if I'm looking for that, then I better start with a bounce here today. So actually a stock or an ETF I'm in on live right now also, the last one of these here on my position manager, the BITX. This is a double leveraged ETF. I did take a loss on this on my first attempt earlier this morning, and then I tried it just before here. So, hey, if we get a squeeze up in Bitcoin, then I can only imagine that's actually going to help Wolf that much more. I can only imagine it's going to help my iron trade that much more. Really quick, let me just ask here, who here is in on, well, Bell, I know Bell's in on the Wolf trade, looks like. She just wrote to us right now beforehand. 2 o'clock, I should say that is at least. Who here is in on the iron trade? I think Farzad's in. Farzad, I think you're in on the iron with myself here. You've been in, I think, long term, you said. But who is in on the iron swing trade with us here? Kath, Glenn, a few of us. Okay, cool, nice. All right, cool. We'll ride this out here heading into the afternoon. But what we'll do now is go from top to bottom. We'll see what we could add here heading into the afternoon. Again, we got the Wolf, we got the iron. We'll go through the big percentage gainers here in just a bit. Any of the stocks that made a big move for us just a moment ago. We'll recap briefly. I mean, needless to be said, we're not going to put this on our list now, but great trade from the morning, the XPON. Oh yeah, this thing, yeah. So I had a great entry on this trade early this morning. Made money on it at least here. I got out though right at like 427, 425. I'm telling you, within a matter of 5 seconds after I got out, this thing just ran. So it was one of those 50-50 moments where you're thinking, oh, it's building a pennant, volume's dropping off. What if it pulls back? I want to at least make some money to build up my cushion across the day. And that definitely was for the better because it led me to other trades. But yeah, about 5 seconds after I got out, this thing just blew the roof off the place there too. So could have done much better personally on the XPON, but a bunch of us nailed the stock at least from earlier. Let me actually just check this out here briefly. Bell, once before I saw her in and out. So Kevin in and out from $5. He had a nice entry just before here, at least, at the end. Leda, she was in from 3. Kathleen was in from like 384. So a bunch of us nailed it on this stock, but we're done with it now. Oh, skipped over a trip. Sorry. Didn't mean to skip over this one. SNOA briefly, also another pop and drop stock. Now this one, if you're Leda, if you're Kathleen, Phil, I see here joining us this afternoon. Just a lot of us that have been with us for about 5 years, 3+ years, we'll say 3 years, 5 years, etc. This is just a huge pop and drop stock over time. I mean, look at these red candles. That's first off, right? The chart will tell the story for you. So, back in 2020, 2021, crazy wicks, right? Crazy red bars and candles. You can't trust it. So what do you expect is going to happen today, right? So that's exactly how you could tell if a stock is a day trade stock or not. This right here, it's definitely a great day trade stock. Let me just take a look at the long term. Yeah, this is a great swing trade opportunity here. Just you see it push back up towards the highs that we had back from the end of 24. So over time, it'll probably require an amount of time, days, weeks, etc., for it to build better support on the long term to make that better push. Now, if it wants to prove me wrong and just blow the roof off here and then flip this into support, then I would love to see that at least. But yeah, we already have this on our list now, the Wolf. Tell you what, my platform's like real slow today. I don't know if anyone on TradeStation's having a small issue, but let's see if we can hold up here throughout this meeting. Now, Roberto had a great call out on the DLO trade earlier. It was consolidating. It wasn't like that great at first, but once it broke resistance, that's when Roberto called it out. It was a great timely call out, and he killed it. He got out right around 1548 on the second half of a trade he had, like 97-cent profit he wrote to us just before. So big shout out to Roberto, also one of our great traders here in our room. Yeah, I mean, heading into the afternoon, I could definitely add the DLO on the down low, putting this on our watch list here. Pop and drop, CGTX. You know, it could have been it was a definitely good day trade from earlier, but I'll pass on it for right now. RSLS, I guess it held support one more time. I'm not as likely to put it on our list just yet. A little slow, a little low momentum. This fossil trade, geez, this thing has been around forever, right? I mean, literally forever. I can go back much further, but maybe over time the shorts look to cover on this one here too. I like this little resistance back from 23, September of 23. Oh, right around my birthday. But it ended up building right around $2.28. You could even see here, you know, a peak back on this one candle, 222. So it's breaking above it here this afternoon, right? I don't mind putting the fossil trade on our watch list. A little slow. Hopefully it continues into the afternoon, but even more into tomorrow morning. Open, nice push up from earlier today too. So this has resistance at 3. It should be pretty slow until it could break over that resistance at 3. I could add that also. I wouldn't mind adding that open trade to our watch list. Let's see what else we got. DLPN, NFT play, that was pop and drop from earlier. What else we got here? Anything else looking good here? Any familiar names? Any stocks that we're familiar with? Huma here possibly. No, if this is expected to go down, I mean, MSTR inverse. So we'll definitely find some good stocks to look at on the loser side in just a moment, folks. But give me a quick moment as we wrap up the gainers list. The SOAR trade I saw get called out earlier. Nah, this is bad now. The NVAX, actually, Rich called that out just a moment ago now that I remember that. So, yeah, the NVAX, great call from Rich, my guy here. So, put this on our watch list for right now. Here, you got likely resistance up top at 10 and a fat gap for this to fill. So, I don't trust NVAX as a swing trade just yet. But if this wants to prove me wrong, there is a nice gap up towards 1260, 1250 for this to attempt to fill. That's where it closed, and then the gap happened. So, yeah, I like this trade here. All right, so that's pretty much it from the gainer side, folks. If there's anything else looking as good, if not better, you let me know in the chat board. Who else we got here just joining us this afternoon? Chuck, he's been in and out of a bunch of trades today with me here. So Rigetti, he just closed out right now on. So really nice job from Chuck. Yeah, that Rigetti trade's flying, isn't it? I'll take it. I missed out on that move yesterday, Chuck. You killed it on that. So it's time to go fast. I want Rigetti to start going fast right now for us. So hopefully it keeps pushing up to fill a gap of its own. Yeah, not much else that we've really missed here so far, but let me know if there is anything here otherwise, folks. We'll hop over to the loser side. Loser, SCNX, can't really short this. We're done with it. BSLK, total loser. Figured that was going to happen even from yesterday in the afternoon, but it held strong for a little while. But obviously, you don't want to be on the top of this roller coaster looking down. So much more difficult to get out on this trade after it finishes up its up move. MPU, done with that. A lot of these trades. Honestly, I probably need to refilter my scan here. Yep. Was able to tell you, see the spotty little movement on the graph there. It's just all low volume crap. You got to refilter that. So let me see. I don't know if there's like really much else that looks great as a short. Lunar. Yeah, it was a good short earlier. Trying to squeeze back up right now. I don't know how much I trust it long term. I know that other space stocks have been a lot better. We're talking ASTS. We're talking Rocket Lab. Those are much better space-related equities. The lunar, at least, not as much. So I was thinking, I'm like, oh, shoot, it's down a lot. Maybe it could dead cat bounce. Even if it does, then we'll call it out later on. Don't really trust it out the gate. Let's see. Anything else looking good here, folks? The BITX, you know I'm in that right now. You know, TBD. We'll see what happens on it. But oh, the Tilray trade. Really quick update on this. Actually, I shouldn't even be doing that. It should be like a nice golf clap, right? Nice little golf clap. Because for all of us here that joined me on this trade, this was perfection. This couldn't have been any better if you were with me here from Monday afternoon, because we got in off 79 cents. Throughout Tuesday morning, we were advocating the thought of this trying to fill this gap back from January 8th. Here we are today. Perfect wick. Right back down it went. You don't need to be perfect to make money on this trade, right? So I ended up getting out on a third of my remaining position left here. And then the last third, as it was dragging down, even at like 116, I got out at. It was like around here at this time. So, we're done with this trade now. Nice little golf clap, but now we're done. So, yeah, we move on from this Tilray. Let's see what else we got, though. Anything else looking good here? Shorts, EMPH, end phase. Actually, this dropped off nicely earlier. Don't have a need to focus on it now. If you're looking for a Bitcoin related dead cat bounce, you got to see if Circle is going to have a good chart for us right now, because this took off its IPO. There is a gap for this to fill, and it's likely going to fill this gap. So I would wait for this gap to get filled. It's about like 9 points lower. So there is a chance that this weakens versus Bitcoin and IBIT. Those might bounce sooner, whereas this might like kind of consolidate into this level and then bounce. We'll see. But yeah, I'm not gonna focus on Circle here. Chuck says, if you want fast, try Newegg. Yeah, Chuck, respectfully, I will be passing on Newegg, at least for this afternoon. Not for the price, but it's just the liquidity, right? So, but I see what you mean there, my friend. Yeah, this thing has been probably the best trade over the last month. Freaking went from $10 up to 130. Insane, right? Probably even higher at this rate. All right, let me know if there's anything else, though, folks, you want me to look at or check out before we call it quits, before we call it a wrap. Actually, we're not calling it quits if you're inside our live trading room, but if you're on social media, we definitely want you to join us inside our live trading room. Go right down to the link scrolling down below, darker blue than my shirt here, but c2.co/trial. Look to join us inside our live trading room right there. Join Leda each and every day, simulcasting on YouTube as well. Leda can't get enough of my ugly mug here. Leda, I'm surprised my face hasn't broken your monitor yet, at least, right? I'm teasing. I'm always self-deprecating. That's the humor. But Kevin, great to have you join us here. Kevin H. always joining us here on the YouTubes here this afternoon. So great to have you there, Kevin. And what else we got? Benzinga scan. We'll just check this out before we call it. But the XPON, we'll see. It's actually popping up a little bit here the last 5 or so minutes. So possibly there. Rigetti, there we go. I think that is starting to go fast, Chuck. Yeah, this Rigetti trade starting to fly. So this is exactly what we've been waiting to see, at least for now. So yeah, if you're in on the Rigetti trade, how about this? Let me know if you're in on the Rigetti trade with us here. Wendy, I'm teasing myself. Yeah, it's just all in good humor. Who is in on this Rigetti trade at least with us? Because another stock that we've been mentioning, because actually as soon as I got out on Tilray, I said the reason I got out on Tilray on the last part of my trade was to just clear room for other trades. And I actually wrote immediately after. I was like, well, with that said, Rigetti, I'm looking for support to build off this 1665 to 1670. So, Thomas in, there you go. And Chuck in on too. Cool. Chuck, I'm rooting you on that Newegg trade. I will be respectfully passing myself. You know what I mean? But, is it too late for Rigetti? Well, let's hop over right to the daily chart, because I think there's a gap that this is likely to fill. Like the gap king here this week, but otherwise, right at 1840, we've been talking about this for like a month now. So I have not been in this as a swing trade really at all until this point. I actually missed out on a nice leg up here. I was looking for this gap to fill up beforehand. It's been a good day trade either way, but I think that there could be room to see this try and get closer towards 1840, 1850, maybe that could even be, but that would be my target, Bell. So is it too late? As long as this stock is showing strength over a big level, no, it's not too late. Now, the question is, where is there a big level on this trade, though? Is it now 1750? Because it just blew the roof off of here. So maybe now 1750 could be your next dip point, and then a higher high up, to 18. So that's just a loose thought, at least. Let's see. I think that's pretty much it, folks. What do we have here? The XPON. Says Josh, you're a melancholy, and a head like a melon and a face like a collie. There you go, Jim. I love it. That was a good one. Busting my chops there about my haircut, right? That was a bad decision, right? It was so hot down here in Florida, so I shaved my head off a little bit, shaved my hair off, not my head, but otherwise, I got to get this to grow back. Otherwise, yeah, XPON, not going to add this to our list. This thing just dead, downtrend here pretty bad, so we'll focus on something else. All right, you know what, guys? I think that's pretty much it. I mean, maybe I'll just check out some name brand stocks. I didn't really do that before we wrap up. NVIDIA, Tesla, it's dropped off earlier. Not much to it, though, otherwise. if you're looking for a Bitcoin related equity, possibly Coinbase, possibly a hood if you're trying to swing trade. So actually the hood trade looks all right, up 1.5%, at the high of the day, almost at the high of the day, moving up there pretty well. But, those could be some good swing trade ideas otherwise. All right, folks. Hey, otherwise, if you're on YouTube, Facebook Live, etc., just one more time, down below, lower left, at Cyber Trading You. There we go. Down below, lower left, at Cyber Trading You, delayed there. Had to elbow the jukebox like the Fonz on that one. But otherwise, make sure to hit the like, follow, or subscribe button so you know when we're going live each and every day, morning, afternoon, Monday to Friday. We don't do just these meetings, but we do podcasts, live workshops, live webinars as well. Actually, tomorrow, got the man himself, Fausto, doing a live workshop tomorrow. So, in fact, if you wanted to join Fausto, 36 plus year pro, in tomorrow's webinar, live at 12 p.m. Eastern, make sure to scan that QR code right there, get you live access. You'll register and have the chance to join us. We're not even going over these as day trades, but also as swing trades as well. Like I'd mentioned, I'm in on TKO, I'm in on Rigetti, and I'm in on the Iron as swing trades for right now. Hood could be a great swing trade candidate to see this move back up with Bitcoin. Obviously plenty more. I almost feel like there's unlimited opportunity in this market, whether you're day trading or swing trading. So again, scan that QR code to join Fausto tomorrow. That'll be live at noon Eastern. If you're inside our room, you're good to go, right? So otherwise, folks, hey, Rich will be on the mic taking you into the close here at 3:05, and then if there's any other trades I try and jump into, I don't know if I'm going to do that even, because this is even too much for me to handle, right? I like the green, I like the color, but yeah, you don't want to be in too much at once. So, I might get out on the BITX soon, take a profit there, and then maybe see if there's anything else out there here. But, Wendy, Kathleen, Leda, ladies at the trading room there, Bell as well. But, hey, best of luck trading going into the close, and we'll